Hey guys, King Kanji here, and now I'm going to be starting a new series because I'm finally going to get around to doing this. Again, I know I'm late to the party on this one as well, but I'm going to start doing the reviews for Dragon Ball Super, so obviously I'm going to kick things off with episode 1. This one's going to be slightly longer because I'm going to be addressing some things that are going to apply to all the episodes, like the intros and stuff, so just bear with me on that one. I know I very rarely ever seem to do a short video, but I'm sure there'll be a couple later that will sort of make up for that. Just so everyone is aware, this will obviously contain spoilers, and this is of course based on the Japanese sub version of Dragon Ball Super. I do not speak Japanese, I can only read the subtitles. I'm not a coward, I'm not afraid to admit that. Anyway, let's start off. The theme song is okay. It's a little bit whiny, and it's not very exciting, but it's not as bad as that English dubbed techno abortion of a song that Funimation ended the first couple of seasons of Dragon Ball Kai. It doesn't hold a candle anywhere near to Chala Head Chala. That's just, you know... To be honest though, I didn't like Dragon Soul either, so I believe I was actually in the minority for that. I actually believe a lot of people did like Dragon Soul, but I was not one of those people. Anyway, first scene of the new series opens with a cream your pants with nostalgia style flashback to that Kid Buu fight and showing what happened with Goku, Vegeta and Mr. Satan, and all but too soon it's taken away and gives us Farmer Goku! Yeah, what? Seeing Goku as a farmer, it's amusing, and it's really the only thing you can picture Goku's character doing for work. I quite like it. Although hilariously, he's dressed like that kind of stereotypical pilgrim without the hat look, but you kind of quickly get used to it, to be honest. He's apparently been forced by Chi-Chi to work for 6 months to get money because they're in dire need of it, and she's told him he can't train until they're financially fit. Cheers Chi-Chi, that'll make an interesting series. In comes Goten. I won't lie, I've never really liked Goten or Kid Trunks. I'm not sure why, I just found them to be annoying, but the thing that really catches my eye here, that is, this is set during the 10-year time skip between Buu and the final Tenkaichi Budokai tournament where Goku fights Oob. And the thing I noticed is Goten is a little older than he was in the Buu saga. Let's disregard how much time, because I'm sure they'll probably mix it up and retcon all of it anyway, irrationally. But Goten somehow looks even younger than he did in the last series. He actually looks like Goku did in his first appearance of Dragon Ball now. But animation and character design aside, like, I like Goku's interaction with Goten, because let's be honest, he didn't really have a whole lot of one-on-one interaction with him in Z. And even though I don't like Goten's character very much, part of me still wants him to have a better father-son relationship than Goku and Gohan had. Obviously, I mean, you know, him dying several times and stuff did get in the way of that. Anyway, the main points covered at this point are the fact they have no money and things are getting tough. We then switch to Beerus and Whis' introduction into the series, and Beerus is eating a banquet of food laid out before him by a nervous residents of their respective planet trying to please his taste buds in order to save it. Animation is quite nice at this point actually, and the music is quite nice and eerie, and the story is showcasing Beerus' one-dimensional food-obsessed character. Great. Beerus, to display a quick feat of strength, simply taps the table of the banquet with his nail and bursts half the planet, being merciful apparently. But to be honest, it was sodding beautiful. I like that. I like the fact they're making him look so powerful. Because obviously we all know that he can do it because he's a god of destruction, but you didn't really see it all that much in the film, so I quite like having the little extra bit of scene just to let you know how tough he is. Now we go to a comedy sketch between Mr. Satan and Mr. Buu, which to be fair I liked because it does show some insight to what they're like after the Z story. Pre the final Tenkaichi Budokai. Buu gets hungry during one of Mr. Satan's press conferences and makes a scene. The press wonder who he is and suspect maybe Mr. Buu is actually stronger than their hero. Whoa, what a revelation. Satan cowardly tries to cover it up and pretends to act like really big and tell Mr. Buu off. Orders him to go back and wait, sweating buckets, and Buu of course being dead serious, and Satan is stood there shitting himself hoping Buu doesn't kill him. It was quite a funny scene. Goes in afterwards and starts massaging him though, which is really odd. But, you know, whatever. We then go and see Videl and Gohan. Videl is sporting a Battle of Gods haircut and Gohan is dressed like his bookworm character. At this point I'm already seeing how they're going to be portraying Gohan for this series. First impressions mean a lot and this is really looking bad for him. So, for all Gohan fans out there, I'm just saying, I'm putting money down. They don't look after him in this series. I think they've given up with him. Videl has treated Gohan to a book, big spender, but Gohan is incredibly thankful for it, and in a heartwarming scene where he apologises he can never buy her anything, once again referencing the fact they have no money. Videl doesn't really seem to care and is more focused on having Gohan get his research in and being a good girlfriend. Oh, Then we see Piccolo for the first time, watching over them and seems very disappointed that Gohan is doing his studies instead of his training. Angrily watching over them like the old days. Like, I really liked the way that they actually made Piccolo look in this, and I know it's daft because it was literally just a quick glimpse of him, but the thing I liked about what they did with his introduction of his character in this is they made him look like he did in the old days, where he was all serious and angry all the time. And I didn't like what they did with him towards the end of that sort of Cell arc, and where they started trying to make him a lot more sort of human. They made him a lot more like emotional and caring and stuff, and I didn't like that. The dude tried to kill everybody on the planet at one point. I know he'd merged with Kami at this point, but let's be honest, I prefer Piccolo, and I think everyone else does when he was a badass. Like, when he came in to fight Frieza, just, you don't top that with Piccolo. Now we see a token Goten and Trunks scene where they're pissing around in the jewelers causing problems when they decide to get Gohan and Videl a wedding gift. Long story short, they want to get a cosmetics, but after finding out it's expensive, once again Goten's family are short on cash. They overhear of some hot spring water which allegedly makes the skin stay great for right into old age, so of course they go looking for that. Awesome. Now they find a river next to the hot springs and assume it's close enough. You can probably see where this is going. Some massive snake comes out and tries to take it from them. I bet you weren't expecting that, but yada yada yada, obvious filler insert for Goten and Trunks. They take it back to Gohan and Videl, and it turns out it's just water. Way! Videl, showing more character development, just goes along with it to try and make him feel better, and Gohan stands back and just smiles about it. What fun. Now our last couple of scenes. Goku and Goten are stood overlooking their farm and just, the rest of the sort of wilderness that surrounds them. Satan pulls up with a briefcase of money and that he received for saving the Earth from Buu. He tries to give it to Goku, being a nice guy, but Goku doesn't want to accept it, and Satan has to explain how much it is and that he already has money, so he wants Goku to have this in exchange for telling nobody about it. It doesn't really make that much sense in the first place, but I'd roll with it. He forces it upon Goku, to which he reluctantly accepts it, and they go home to Chi-Chi, where she sticks the final nail in a coffin of the nice character she had from Dragon Ball, and basically ignores Goku for the case of money, doesn't even look at him to reply to his request of going to King Kai's to train. She blows him off to tell Goten about the teachers he'll have, etc. The Gohan story 2.0, great. Just when we thought we might get a good son, grow up, they're just going to do the full Gohan treatment, Zuma, apparently at this point. Then randomly Roshi barges in, having randomly heard of their money, stating the amount of porn they could buy together with that. Chi-Chi attacks Roshi and calls him a pervert. He falls over on the way out of the house. Typical scene. However, I do actually think, I could be mistaken, but I do actually think this is the first time I've ever seen Roshi at Goku's house, except possibly for when Gohan's birthday party was before the Cell games, but honestly I don't really remember that scene very well. Anyway. The last scene shows Kibito Shin and Elder Kai worrying about planets being destroyed, obviously talking about Beerus blowing up that planet, or at least half of it. But of course, to anybody who's already seen Battle of Gods, we know where this is all going. In conclusion, I don't really think much needs to be said about it all. I didn't get excited for much of it, and the fact that my favourite scenes so far have been the scenes that were more likely the throwaway scenes that were added for the sake of it says a lot. I like parts of it, but it wasn't the start I wanted it to be for the show that was so popular. I mean, especially when it's supposed to be its own series, I'd probably not tune in next week if I'd never seen Dragon Ball before, but being the fanatic know-it-all I like to be, I'll of course watch the rest of the series regardless. Oh, worries me. Anyway, thanks for checking out this review, and I hope to catch you all again soon. Like, comment and subscribe to start training on World King Kanji's planet, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Cheers guys!